In the rural villages of Bihar, the monsoon brings a specific kind of communal gathering. Elders congregate at outdoor tea stalls, sharing accounts of the supernatural that are woven into the history of the region. But 20 years ago, a man named Ashok found himself in a setting devoid of that community. At Patna Junction, the midnight air was heavy, and the only light came from the cold, industrial glow of the station's digital displays. He was facing a logistical nightmare. The rain was torrential. Every auto rickshaw had vanished for the night, and his home in Gangapur was still 10 kilometers away. To reach Gangapur, Ashok had to leave the safety of Patna and follow a single path through a dense, unlit jungle. Fearing isolation, he agreed to walk into that dark void with the only other passenger on the platform. In moments of high stress, the human desire for safety in numbers can become a blind spot. Ashok chose the company of a total stranger over the solitude of the station, stepping willingly into the trees. The environment quickly became claustrophobic. Between the pitch-black canopy and the driving rain, the silence of the stranger became unnerving. He refused to share his name or where he was traveling from. When Ashok tried to make conversation, the stranger offered a single, chilling motive for his journey. He said he was only there because he needed to take someone with him. By now, they were deep enough into the woods that turning back felt as dangerous as moving forward. Ashok pushed the stranger's comment aside, treating the threat as a mere oddity rather than a warning. Then they passed a sign that defied logic. It read, "If you have come, don't go back, and if you are going, don't come back." The physical path began to feel different. The air grew colder, and the familiar sounds of the night were replaced by a heavy, artificial stillness. This is how these encounters often progress. A victim will notice impossible details, but the brain works overtime to rationalize them, desperately trying to maintain a sense of normal reality until it is too late. The woods soon produced a new anomaly. High-pitched sobbing and the distinct rhythmic jingling of anklets began to drift through the sound of the falling rain. These specific auditory cues are common in regional folklore. They are designed to pull a traveler's attention away from the path, using a simulated cry for help to lead them deeper into the brush. Terrified, Ashok finally broke. He abandoned his companion and sprinted blindly into the foliage, certain he was running toward the edge of the woods. He ran until his lungs burned, only to skid to a halt in front of a familiar object. It was the exact same warning board he had passed minutes earlier. This diagram illustrates the distortion Ashok was experiencing. The linear path he thought he was following had been warped into a closed circle, ensuring that every exit led him right back to the center of the trap. At this stage, the fear changes. It is the realization that the geography itself has become hostile, and the way out no longer exists in a straight line. The crying returned, but with a new, intimate detail. Amidst the sobs, Ashok heard a voice clearly whispering his own name. He approached a large tree where the sound seemed to originate, but instead of a woman in distress, he found the man from the station huddled on the ground, weeping with the voice of a female. A sudden, violent flash of lightning tore through the dark. For a split second, the human silhouette was replaced by something tall, grotesque, and laughing with an impossible booming sound. Ashok's body gave way. He managed a short, panicked prayer before his vision blurred and collapsed into total darkness. The person he had chosen to walk with for protection was the very entity that had orchestrated the nightmare. Every step they took together was a step further into the entity's control. Ashok woke up the next morning back on the platform at Patna Junction. He was physically untouched, but the transition from the jungle back to the station felt like a sudden, jarring shift in reality. He took an auto rickshaw home in the morning light. The village of Gangapur appeared exactly as it always had, peaceful, mundane, and completely disconnected from the events of the previous night. The experience changed him. Ashok resigned from his office job to avoid night shifts and has never returned to that railway station after sunset. A brush with the supernatural like this changes a person's understanding of the world. It suggests that the things we fear aren't always watching from a distance. Sometimes they are walking right beside us, waiting for us to agree to the journey.